If you're struggling to complete your maths portions, then this video is for you. In today's session, we are going to talk about questions related to rectilinear figures. In simple words, polygons. Now, what are polygons? These are two-dimensional closed figures with three or more sides. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, I use straight lines to draw certain figures. Now, we all are sure about how to draw a triangle. We know how to draw a quadrilateral. Name it any quadrilateral. Let it be a parallelogram, let it be a rectangle, let it be a square, whatever it is. Okay. We know how to draw a five-sided figure, six-sided figure, seven-sided figure, whatever it is. The condition is these should be two-dimensional figures, point number one. Point number two, these should be closed figures. Point number three, they should be closed figures. Okay, now, in polygons, we just deal with two basic concepts. One is interior angles, the other one is exterior angles. Now, when I talk about interior angles and when I talk about exterior angles, what do I mean by all this? Let's understand this in detail. Now, if I talk about a three-sided figure, three-sided closed figure, we say number of sides is equal to 3. Number of sides is equal to 3. So obviously the number of angles is also 3, isn't it? So the number of angles is also 3. If I talk about a four-sided figure, 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of sides is equal to 4. Okay. So the number of angles is also equal to 4. So the number of angles is also equal to 4. So in general, I say if the number of sides is equal to x, then the number of angles is also equal to x. This understanding is very much important, okay? So if I have a 10-sided figure, I'm going to have 10 angles. If I have a 15-sided figure, I'm going to have 15 angles. As simple as that. Now let's talk about another two different concepts, okay? Now, by chance, I talk about this triangle and I say these three sides are equal. What do I call this as? I call it as an equilateral triangle. I call it as an equilateral triangle, okay? In terms of polygons, we say regular polygon. So when do I call a polygon as a regular polygon? As simple as when the sides of the polygon are equal. So I call a polygon as a regular polygon. It's a regular polygon only if the sides are equal. Now what if I took a scalene triangle? What if I took a scalene triangle? It is a polygon. No doubt it is a polygon. But it isn't a regular polygon. It is not a regular polygon. It's just a polygon. So what's the difference between a regular polygon and what is the difference between a normal polygon? So a normal polygon is just a closed figure with three or more sides. But when it comes to a regular polygon, it has three or more sides and every side is equal to each other. I hope you got the difference. Okay. Now, let's talk about the basic formulas. We only have 5 formulas to remember and we are going to practice few questions based on that. So let's talk about that. Okay. Now, in a polygon, let's talk about a random polygon like this. Let's talk about a random figure. Now, it's a four-sided figure. So what's the specific name of this this polygon? It is going to be called as a quadrilateral. Okay. So this is going to be called as a quadrilateral. Okay. So now, if number of sides is 4, we know number of angles is also 4. Okay. Now, please understand, we are going to frame few formulas with respect to this. Now, this is not a regular polygon. This is just a polygon. So, in a polygon, we just have two formulas to remember. Number one, sum of interior angles Sum of interior angles is given by a simple formula, which is 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. Or if you remove 2 common from here, it becomes n minus 2. The 2 common factor multiplied with 90 becomes 180 degrees. So whichever formula is easy for you to remember, you can be cool to just remember that formula. Okay. Now, Second formula is sum of exterior angles. It's just 360 degrees. No big deal, as simple as 360 degrees. So when it comes to a normal polygon, what is a normal polygon? 3 or more sides, closed figure. 3 or more sides, closed figure. Okay, so when we talk about a normal polygon, there are only two formulas for you to remember. Sum of interior angles, sum of exterior angles. I hope you understood. So sum of interior angles is 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. Sum of exterior angles is just 360 degrees. Okay. Now when it comes to a regular polygon, now that is even more important. Let's talk about that. When we talk about a regular polygon, I hope you remember. Regular polygon, 3 or more sides, closed figure, all sides are equal to one another. Okay, let's take an example. Now, if we talk about a hexagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six-sided closed figure, all sides are equal to one another. Six-sided closed figure, all sides are equal to one another. So we call this as a regular hexagon. Okay, so any regular polygon, regular hexagon, regular octagon, anything. So we have three formulas to remember. Okay, now the same thing. Instead of sum of interior angles, we say each interior angle. Each interior angle. For example, if I want to just find out the value of this one angle, the angle is inside the polygon, so I call it as interior angle. So each interior angle is given by the formula, the same thing what you learned sometime back, 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees, whole thing divided by the number of sides. 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees, the whole thing divided by number of sides. Okay. Same thing for each exterior angle. What was the sum of exterior angles? 360 degrees divided by the number of sides. This is going to give me each exterior angle. But if we use our common sense, if we slightly try to understand the science behind this, okay, please concentrate here. If this is called as the interior angle, either I extend this straight line, okay, or I could have also extended this straight line, okay. This is called as the exterior angle. I hope you understood. Can you see, since it is a straight line, interior angle plus exterior angle should always add up to 180 degrees. So that is also going to be a very, very helpful formula. So each interior angle plus each exterior angle is always equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so quickly, what was sum of, if I'm talking about a normal polygon, sum of interior angles was just 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. If I'm talking about a regular polygon, then each interior angle is 2n minus 4 into 90, the whole thing divided by n. Yes? Okay. If I'm talking about a normal polygon, sum of exterior angles was just 360 degrees. But if I'm talking about a regular polygon, each exterior angle is 360 divided by n. And this condition is always true. That is, each interior angle plus each exterior angle is always equal to 180 degrees. So if you remember these 5 formulas, we can actually start off with few questions. Okay, let's practice few questions. So question number 1. Question says the sum of interior angles of a regular polygon. So I'm just copying whatever is written here. I'm just copying it here. So sum of interior angles in mathematics is, was, would be, will be, all that means is equal to sum of interior angles is, so I put an equal to sign, 4 times. So 4 times in math means multiplication. Yes? Okay. It says sum of exterior angles. So I'm copying sum of exterior angles. So I just converted the English statement into a mathematical equation, right? Okay. Now, we have learnt a formula, right? So sum of interior angles, I hope you remember, 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees is equal to 4 times sum of exterior angles, just 360 degrees, right? Now, if I try to solve this, 90 once, 90 4 times. So I have 2n minus 4 is equal to 4 times 4 becomes 16. So if I shift the 4 to the right side, 2n is equal to 16 plus 4 is 20. So n is equal to 20 by 2. So n becomes 10 sides. And have we completed the question? Yes. Find the number of sides in the polygon, and we have got the number of sides as 10 sides, right? I hope you understood whatever I did here. Yes, we'll go to little more deeper questions, okay? Question number 2. One angle of a six-sided polygon. Now first understand, a six-sided polygon will have 6 angles. So I'll keep that as a reference. It will have 6 angles. Yes, out of the 6 angles, one angle is given as 140 degrees. One angle is given as 140 degrees. So out of 6 angles, one angle is for 140 degrees. Yes, how many angles are remaining? So 6 minus 1, 5 more angles are there. So 5 angles are equal. The remaining angles are equal. So let the remaining 5 angles, let the remaining let the remaining angles, let the remaining 5 angles be equal to x degrees each. Okay. Now find the measure of each equal angle. In other words, find the value of x. I hope you understood. Okay. Now what am I going to do? I am again going to say sum of interior angles. Okay. So sum of interior angles is equal to 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. Right? So how do I see 2n minus 4 into 90 is a formula, but in a normal 6-sided figure, concentrate here. If I have a 6-sided figure, one angle is 140, all the other angles are x, 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 and x. So without using the formula, how do I fill the left hand side? So I am going to say 140 plus 5 times x. I hope you agreed. 5 times x. So 140 plus 5 times x is on my left hand side. And on my right hand side, 2 times, it's a 6-sided figure. So n becomes 6 minus 4 multiplied by 90. Now if you check this entire equation, the only unknown here is x. And that's what they're asking us to find. Simple. Let's try. So 140 plus 5x is equal to 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8 times 90. Yes. So 5x is equal to 720 with 140 shifted to the right. So minus 140. Am I right? So this is going to result in 580, and our x becomes 580 divided by 5, and that is going to be 116 degrees. So each remaining angle is equal to x, which is equal to 116 degrees. As simple as that. I hope you understood. So what did we say? One angle of a six-sided polygon is 140 degrees. So one angle we took as 140 degrees. The other angles are equal to each other. So every other angle, we took it as x. So in a six-sided polygon, we know six angles will be available to us. So one angle is 140 degrees. The remaining five angles, we have taken it as x degrees. Yes? So we all know the sum of interior angles formula. So we equated it to the sum of interior angles. Yes? Okay. Now when we take a look at this equation, we see that x is the only unknown and it was easy to calculate x as 116 degrees. Such an easy question. Hope you guys are enjoying. So let's go to the next question. In a polygon, there are 5 right angles. Okay. And the remaining angles are equal to 195 degrees. Find the number of sides in the polygon. So we don't know what are the number of sides. Okay. So let us say n is the number of sides. N is the number of sides. Okay. Now they are saying there are 5 right angles. There are 5 right angles. So out of n, 5 angles are equal to 90 degrees. 5 angles are equal to 90 degrees. How many angles are remaining? N minus 5, isn't it? N minus 5, isn't it? So that remaining angles will be equal to each other, equal to 195 degrees. Yes? If you're not understanding whatever is happening in this question, please concentrate here. If I take a 5-sided figure, yes? If two angles are, let us say, 110 and 110. Yes? So out of 5 angles, 2 angles are 110, right? Okay. How many angles are remaining? 3 angles are remaining. How do I get 3? 5 minus 2. So right now we have n angles. If n sides are there, n angles will be there. So out of n angles, if 5 angles are 90 degrees, how many angles are remaining? N minus 5. Like how we said 5 minus 2. Similarly, n minus 5. Each of them are equal to 195 degrees. Yes? Now we come back to our formula. So sum of interior angles is equal to 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. Right? So sum of interior angles by looking at this part is 5 into 90 plus n minus 5 into 195. Yes, n is unknown. Obviously, we don't know the number of sides. Okay. So if we are talking about the right hand side, n is already unknown. So we have to calculate n, right? So 2 into 90 is 180n minus 90 into 4 is 360. Yes. Now we need to take time to solve this. Okay. So 5 into 90 becomes 450 plus 195n minus, this is 975. 975 is equal to 180n minus 360. Right? Now what I do is I'm trying to simplify these two numbers. Okay? So how much do I get? What is 975 and 450 with a minus sign in between? So it is going to be 450 plus 75, 525. So 195n minus 525 is equal to 180n minus 360. So I'm planning to swap this with this. So 195n minus 180n is equal to minus 525 should become positive 525 on the right side minus 360. Yes. So what is remaining here? 15n, and what is remaining here? 165. Right? So n is equal to 11 sides. That is the answer. Okay, this figure was just an example, so this figure was not needed. So let's talk about the solution once again. So if the figure had n sides, it will also have n angles. So out of n angles, 5 angles are 90 degrees each. So 5 into 90 completes the 5 angles part. How many angles are going to be remaining? Out of n angles, 5 angles we have already dealt with. So what is remaining? N minus 5. Okay. So the sum of interior angles is 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. So sum of interior angles from here is 5 into 90 plus of whatever term I have written here. But with respect to the formula, it is 2n minus 4 into 90. So if I equate these two and if I solve carefully, I am getting n as 11 sides. Yes. Okay, so if we solve carefully, we arrive at 11 sides. How do I get to know my answer is right? The only way to understand my answer is right is number of sides can never be a decimal answer. It has to be a whole number answer. If you get a decimal answer, it's like, you cannot have a polygon with 3.75 sides. It's like saying 3.5 people are walking on the road, isn't it? Okay. So number of sides is going to be a whole number answer always. Okay. So let's try more questions. So next question. In a pentagon, pentagon means number of sides is equal to 5, right? Okay. So in a pentagon, A, B, C, D, E, AB is parallel to DC. Oh, so they want us to draw a pentagon very, very carefully. So my pentagon should make sure that AB and DC are parallel. So let's carefully draw this, okay? Now, I should just make sure that AB, for example, AB, C, D, E, 5-sided closed figure. It's not a regular pentagon, so the length of the sides can be whatever it is, okay? It should just make sure that AB and DC are parallel to each other. Yes, so in a 5-sided closed figure, AB and DC are parallel to each other, and angle A is to angle E is to angle D is 3:4:5. So angle A is to angle E is to angle D is equal to 3:4:5. I'm sure you guys know how to remove the numbers from a given ratio. For example, what is angle A equal to? Angle A is not equal to 3, but 3 along with a constant. So angle A is equal to 3x. Angle E is equal to 4x. Angle D is equal to 5x. I hope I'm making myself clear. Yes? Okay. Now, so I'm marking it here. So angle A is 3x, angle E is 4x, angle D is 5x. Yes? Now comes the most important part. This is going to check the basics of your parallel lines. Okay? So how many of you remember the name given to this angle and this angle? In any given set of parallel lines, what are these angles called as? They are called as allied angles. For example, if I take it as A and B. So A and B are called as allied angles or co-interior angles. And what do you know about co-interior angles? They are not equal. They should always add up to 180 degrees. Yes? So I know that this angle and this angle should sum up to 180 degrees. The basics about this is written here. Okay. So if I'm talking about this, so please concentrate here. So in this given figure, if I'm talking about sum of interior angles is equal to the regular formula, sum of interior angles. So 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. Now, by looking at the figure, how do you fill the left-hand side? How do we fill the left-hand side? So we say angle B plus angle C plus angle A plus angle E plus angle D is equal to 2 into number of sides is 5 because it's a pentagon, right? Minus 4 into 90, right? Now carefully fill the left hand side. What do I mean by carefully? What is the value of B plus C? I just told you B plus C is 180 degrees. So 180 degrees plus what is the value of angle A? 3x. What is the value of angle E? 4x. And this is 5x is equal to. We can do this calculation very easily. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 times 90. I hope you're understanding. So 180 plus 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12x is equal to 6 nines are 540. 6 into 90 is 540. Now 12x is equal to, shift the 180 degrees to the right side. So 540 minus 180. So x is equal to 360 divided by 12, which is 30 degrees. But remember, the question is not asking for x. The question is find the angle E. So bring this value of x and substitute it here. So what is angle E? Angle E is equal to 4 times x. So 4 times 30 degrees. So my answer for E becomes 120 degrees. This is my final answer. I hope you understood. So quick recap of whatever we did. So they are telling you to draw a pentagon ABCDE in such a way that AB and DC are parallel to each other. So AB and DC are parallel to each other. They have given the ratio between the angles A, E and D. So I have marked the respective angles. But I need to understand that in a given set of parallel lines, these two angles are called as co-interior angles. So that is why angle B plus angle C is adding up to 180 degrees in this step. If you observe, angle B plus angle C is adding up to 180 degrees because they are called allied angles or co-interior angles. Yes? Okay. So if I'm trying to use the sum of interior angles formula, so it's angle A plus angle B plus C plus E plus D. I can write it in any order. I have written it in my comfortable order because I wanted B and C together. I hope you understood. So B plus C is 180 degrees. A, E and D are the values that they have given to us. Yes. And on the right hand side, number of sides in a pentagon is 5. So I just put N as 5. And if you calculate, you're getting the value of x as 30. I realize that they have not asked us for x. They have asked us to calculate the value of E. So I take the x value and I substitute it for E and I got the final answer as 120 degrees. As simple as that. Okay. So the next question. Okay. So AB, BC and CD are 3 consecutive sides of a regular polygon. So they are just saying regular polygon. They are not trying to tell us how many sides are there in the regular polygon. Okay. So they're just randomly giving us 3 sides. It can be 30 sides. It can be 25 sides. We don't know how many sides the regular polygon has, right? So AB, BC and CD. So I'll just randomly draw AB, BC and CD are 3 sides, 3 consecutive sides of a regular polygon. I should just make sure that these 3 are equal. Why equal? Because of the word regular. Because of the word regular. So since the question is based on a regular polygon, we know that all the sides of a regular polygon will be equal. All the angles also will be equal. Okay, so let's come to that later. Now, they have also told us that angle BAC is 15 degrees. BAC. So I try to join a line here. This angle is given as 15 degrees. Yes. Find each interior angle, each exterior angle and the number of sides. A pretty simple question. Now, if I talk about this triangle, can you guys understand that it is an isosceles triangle? These two sides are equal to each other and one angle is given to us. Yes. So if this is 15 degrees, you know by isosceles triangle concept, this angle is also 15 degrees. Yes. So in triangle ABC, can I say angle BAC plus ABC plus BCA is equal to 180 degrees? Yes. Now, according to our figure, BAC is 15. BCA is also 15. Can I find angle ABC? So I am getting angle ABC as 180 minus 30 degrees, which is 150 degrees. And I hope all of you realized that this angle ABC is nothing but each interior angle. So I got each interior angle as 150 degrees. Very simple. I didn't use any formula, but I got the answer, isn't it? So what am I trying to say? So I said, if you try to, you want me to draw the diagram again? I'll do it. So I said they've given 3 consecutive sides. So AB, BC, they're saying these two are equal, and CD. All are equal because it's a regular polygon. They've given us the value of BAC. This angle is given as 15 degrees. Now, if you observe this triangle, it's very clearly an isosceles triangle. So in an isosceles triangle, the base angles are equal. So if this is 15 degrees, this is also 15 degrees. Now, what did I say? In any triangle, in triangle ABC, for example, so this angle plus this angle plus this angle, the sum of angles should add up to 180 degrees, isn't it? Okay. So this angle is 15, I substitute. This angle is 15, I substitute. And I find out the remaining angle, this angle ABC. And I'm getting it as 150 degrees. And I realize this is nothing but one particular angle of the given regular polygon. One particular angle which is inside the polygon. So each interior angle I got is 150 degrees. Very simple. Yes. Okay. So this is done. Yes. How to find each exterior angle? Now we had a very easy link between each interior angle and each exterior angle. What was that link? Each interior angle plus each exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. We know this value 150. We are yet to calculate this value, each exterior angle. So I'm getting each exterior angle as 30 degrees. I'm highlighting that because that is also one of the required answers. Yes? Okay. So we got each interior angle as 150, done. We got each exterior angle as 30 degrees, that is also done. And the last part, find the number of sides in the polygon. Number of sides, I can actually use each interior angle formula, or I can also use each exterior angle formula. Your comfort. But each interior angle is a big formula, but each exterior angle is a simple formula. So I prefer using the simple formula. Normal human mentality, isn't it? So instead of each exterior angle, can I write the formula 360 divided by n? 360 divided by n, right? Is equal to, the value is given as 30 degrees. Now just swap these two. So 360 divided by 30 is equal to n. So I'm getting n as 12 sides. And what was the condition that I told you some time back? If you are getting a whole number answer, you are absolutely right. Got it? Okay. So you are getting a whole number answer. So your answer is perfect, right? So 3 answers, 3 questions. So we are done with this part, right? Let's try more. Each interior angle of a regular polygon is 135 degrees. Each interior angle is given and each exterior angle is asked. So our favorite link, the easiest link. So each interior angle plus each exterior angle is equal to 180. Correct? Each interior angle is 135. So instead of this, I substitute 135 degrees. This I don't know. So each exterior angle I don't know is equal to 180 degrees, right? So shift this to the right. Each exterior angle is equal to 180 minus 135 is 45 degrees. And this is your final answer, right? The second subdivision says number of sides. Again, for number of sides, you can use each interior angle formula, which is big. You can also use each exterior angle formula, which is small. So normal human mentality, I go with the small formula. So what is each exterior angle? 360 divided by n is equal to 45 degrees. As always, swap these two. So n is equal to 360 divided by 45, right? So n is equal to 8 sides. So second question is asking for number of sides, and we have got it as 8 sides, which is a whole number. So even before my teacher evaluates and tells me whether my answer is right or wrong, I very well know that my calculation is perfect because I got a whole number answer, right? Okay, name the polygon. 8-sided closed figure. 8-sided closed figure. So what would be the name? Is it an octagon? Yes, it is an octagon. But I write octagon in the exam, teacher gives me 0. Why? Because it's a regular polygon. So I should say regular octagon. Right? If I simply say octagon, it might even mean that the sides are unequal. So to be on the safer side, since the question is regular polygon, I say regular octagon. So I'm trying to convey to the teacher, it's a 8-sided closed figure with all 8 sides being equal to one another. I hope you're following the class, right? Next question. Oh, we have a question with a figure here. Yes. In the given figure, AM bisects angle A. I hope you're able to read this. AM bisects angle A. So what is the meaning of AM bisects angle A? So this entire angle is being divided into 2 equal parts. So this tiny part is x, this tiny part is also x degrees, right? Similarly, DM bisects angle D. So this angle D is also getting bisected. So this tiny part is y, let us say, and this tiny part is also y. Yes? Okay. Prove that angle AMD is 90 degrees. A very, very simple question. If you remember what I told you some time back about parallel lines. Now, in the given figure, okay, since it is a parallelogram, can I mark these two parallel? Yes, yes, I can mark them parallel. Even this is parallel, but not of any use right now. Okay. Now, if you remember what I told you some time back, in parallel lines, if this is a transversal, what are these two angles called as? I think I told you just some time back, right? Okay. So these two angles are called as co-interior angles or allied angles. And what do we know about them? They add up to 180 degrees. They add up to 180 degrees. Co-interior angles are not equal to each other. They always add up to 180 degrees, right? Okay. Now, if you realize that, so immediately I am going to say the entire angle A plus the entire angle D is equal to 180 degrees. So reason is co-interior angles. So instead of angle, the entire angle A, do I write x or 2x? Obviously, I write 2x. The entire angle A is 2x. So instead of A, I write 2x. Instead of angle D, I write 2y is equal to 180 degrees. What looks common here? 2. So I remove 2 common. X plus y is equal to 180 degrees. So x plus y is equal to 180 divided by 2. So x plus y is equal to 90 degrees. Sir, why have you actually found x plus y value? Let me tell you later. So I got x plus y value as 90 degrees, right? Okay. Now, as usual, angle sum properties. I go with this triangle. So I say in triangle AMD. In triangle AMD. What are the angles of triangle AMD? This triangle. What are the angles? X, Y, and this angle, isn't it? So I say angle X plus angle Y plus angle AMD is equal to 180 degrees. Angle sum properties, isn't it? Okay. But what is the value of X plus Y? I got X plus Y as 90, right? So I substitute 90 here plus AMD is equal to 180 degrees. I shift the 90 to the right. So AMD is equal to 180 minus 90 is 90 degrees. Hence proved. See what they've asked us to prove? You had to prove that angle AMD is equal to 90 degrees. A very, very simple question. Just because the diagram was given, it doesn't mean it's complicated. Understand what we did? So AM was bisecting this angle, so we took the parts as X and X. DM was bisecting this angle, so we took the equal parts as Y and Y, right? So as per co-interior angles concept, 2x plus 2y was equal to 180 degrees. And when you took the common factor, you got x plus y as 90 degrees. Now, why are we finding x plus y? So that we can use it in the angle sum properties. X plus y plus angle AMD is equal to 180 degrees. And I arrived at 90, which was asked in the proof, right? So more questions. Another question with a diagram, right? Okay, let's see, okay? In the following figure, AE and BC are equal. AE and BC are equal. It's not marked in the figure. Let's mark them equal. Equal to each other. AE and BC are equal and parallel. AE and BC are equal and parallel. I'll come back to this a little later. Please understand AE and BC are equal as well as parallel. Okay. And the three sides AB, CD and DE, these three sides are equal to one another. If angle A is 102 degrees, this angle is given as 102 degrees. Yes. Find the angles AEC. I'm supposed to join this line. AEC. So I'm supposed to find this angle. Yes. And I'm also supposed to find BCD, this entire full angle. Okay, I'll come to that a little later. Now, for AEC, first of all, the minute I joined this line, do you realize that this figure is a parallelogram? You know why? If you have questions like, sir, how did you decide it's a parallelogram? The reason is opposite sides are equal and parallel only in a parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal and parallel only in a parallelogram. Sir, but only one set of sides are equal and parallel. Yes, if one pair of sides are equal and parallel, we call it as a parallelogram. The other pair automatically becomes equal and parallel. The other pair automatically becomes equal and they become parallel. So understand, this became a parallelogram, right? Now again, my question to you is, if these two lines are parallel, we just said these two lines are parallel. Can you see these two lines are parallel? This is the transversal. This line is the transversal. A is here, E is here, right? I have this angle as 102. How do I calculate this? Rotate the figure and understand this is also belonging to the allied angles concept. So can I say 102 plus angle AEC is equal to 180 degrees by allied angles? Yes, I can, right? So I am going to say join, let's solve the entire question. So join EC, okay? So ABCE is a parallelogram. ABCE is a parallelogram. Therefore, angle BAE plus AEC is equal to 180 degrees, and the reason is co-interior angles or allied angles, right? So angle BAE is given as 102 plus AEC is equal to 180 degrees. So AEC becomes 78 degrees. So we got the first answer. AEC is 78 degrees, right? So once I get this as 78 degrees, I don't bother about that. I want to know what is BCD. Yes, BCD, they want us to find this entire angle. Okay, this has to be done in two parts. Now, what are the two parts? I have to find this angle as well as this angle and then add them up. How to find this angle? What do we know about a parallelogram? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite angles are equal to each other. So if this angle is 102, this angle is also going to be 102 degrees. So I say angle BCE is going to be equal to BAE. And the reason, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. I call this as equation 1. Now come to this figure. This side became equal to this side because opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Now, if you talk about this triangle, can you see all three sides are equal? If all three sides are equal, what type of a triangle is it called as? It's called as an equilateral triangle. So we say angle DEC, triangle DEC. Also, triangle DEC is equilateral. Therefore, what is the value of this tiny angle? In an equilateral triangle, all angles are 60 degrees each, right? So angle ECD is equal to 60 degrees. I call this as equation 2. Yes, the question is asking for BCD, this entire angle. So what is BCD right now? It is BCE plus ECD. This angle plus this angle. So BCE plus ECD, which is nothing but 102 plus 60 from equation 1 and 2. It adds up to 162 degrees. And that is my final answer. Yes. So if you are a person who knew nothing about polygons, if you had no idea about rectilinear figures, I'm sure this session would have helped you, right? So try to practice these questions once again and try to understand the concepts, okay? So this is for sure going to be beneficial to face your exams, okay? Good luck to all of you and see you in the next video.